wouldn't it be nice if Real Housewives of Joburg came back and then Londie London was there as part of the cast? I feel like about that rematch, Real Housewives of Joburg. Dumelang my YouTube family, and welcome back, friends. We are going to be reviewing episode 3 of the Real Housewives of Durban, and once again while doing my makeup. Quite honestly, I'm not going anywhere. I actually just came back from work, but I like the process of reviewing this makeup. Man, it's makeup at the same time. Why is the only way to get better at this makeup thing? Go every day, or as much as you get a chance. So listen to little makeup okay. Here. So we start with the first episode, and Slee was going to the river. I actually didn't know who Slee was spiritually gifted. I guess this was a way of her telling us that she's spiritually gifted. But Mona Slee ashumule uya komfuleni go the river, and she's just gonna do her rituals. She says something which I absolutely agree, Leslie. Hori, she wonders how these women are gonna affect her energy, like the way things are going. She wonders how it's gonna affect her energy and her path, and I agree with her. And at the same breath, I'm like, you knew what you were getting yourself into, Slee. When you're going to how no part of Real Housewives, no side drama. You've seen the other episodes, you've seen the other seasons. Let's not pretend like you didn't know. You knew exactly what you were signing up for. Maria, na no ngibona rescue Leslie before ukopana le dlozi la hae a o lebella men to men. From there on, we move over to Maria and Annie. They go on a horse riding date, and oh my gosh, guys, I'll continue to say that horse riding was so beautiful. Go background doing the beachy kutlo modi pereng ka di beach go re ke re banyana ba phela bophelo bo ngwetse keng ba phela maphelo a daisy sham rona re busy mo ra tso ha fru ya ko mmereko. But anyway, that scene was just Maria. She said she wanted to get to know Annie, but I feel like it was just her campaigning to show everybody that her and Sorisha's imaginary beef, basically. I think that's what was happening. But yeah, they meet together to just talk, and yeah, once again Maria mentions that she's getting a vibe from Sorisha, but Annie is like Sorisha's diehard, so Annie was confused. And at this point, confused. I feel like, once again, I said it and I'm gonna say it again, Maria is looking for smoke with Sorisha. I mean, we all know Sorisha was once the unbothered queen of Real Housewives, and then we're gonna believe her now. Sorisha all of a sudden no change it. No, guys, I feel like Maria is just looking for a problem, or she has self-esteem issues. She's used to being the only Indian lady, like she said about she's the only queen and whatnot. I actually think while Maria is trying to convince us that Sorisha is intimidated by her, I think it's actually the other way around. Maria is intimidated by Sorisha at this point. But yeah, that scene was cute, and yeah, Sorisha. So Annie said utlabulela le Sorisha about this, and they actually meet up at a later time in the episode to talk about it. But there was not much besides Maria trying to convince people that Sorisha has a problem with her. Anyway, but anyway, let's move on. Now we go to the next scene where we go banale Jojo, Nonku, le Madam Sane. Why is it Madam Sane? Musadio is too much. So kwale babulela Jojo wa fitla pelu fitla le uko obolela le Sane ba rutsan hore ba byani, and then Sane, I feel like Sane is trying too hard to be iconic. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like she's trying too hard to come across as the most iconic person, with, you know, most memorable person, but now I feel like it's getting a bit out of hand. So yeah, Sane wa fitla mole obolela le Jojo o mmotsa ka mkholong hore it's too early to speak English, but it sounds rehearsed, a lot of the things. Or maybe it's just because I'm starting not to like Sane because she's too much, she's too extra. Yeah, I feel like she's trying too hard to keep her spot here in the Real Housewives. She's acting a fool. But anyway, they speak about how things were since they last met. And yeah, Sane asks Jojo, have you spoken to Slee and Jojo claps right back and says, have you spoken to Londie London? But yeah, then Ona walks in, Nonku walks in. And guys, say what you must. This is why I like Nonku. You know, Nonku has an element of just openness and honesty. And when something is not right, generally, she will say, oh, this is not right. And I love what she did when she immediately walked in. She said, before we start, we're going to address the big elephant in the room. When Sane, it's not okay to say certain things about a woman because we don't know where our journeys are going to lead us. And then Sane pretends like she doesn't remember what she said about Londie London, as if that was something you'd forget. And she's like, what did I say? I don't remember what I said. Trying to trap Jojo and Nonku into saying these things so that she can go back and report that Nonku and Jojo were actually the ones saying it. I saw what she was trying to do, and it was downright shady. But yeah, Nonku basically says, you don't know what's going to happen in your life. And then she's like, yeah, but me, I'm not relying on a man for money, so I know that thing won't happen to myself. Actually, I've heard that Sane is a bit of a character. Because of she flopped, that King Show come dine with me SA and stuff. But you know what? I feel like she's on a grind, she's on a hustle, she's trying to break into mainstream like celebrity or mainstream news or whatever. So yeah, I'm not like at this point I feel like like uzama too much, like extra too much. Why you is like she has to sit down and practice or practice like I feel like she's doing one of those crazy things. So at this point I really, unless she does something else, I'm over her and her nonsense. But yeah, anyway, so Nonku then goes to mention Horwaiti King. I feel like Annie, once again, the stupid beef ya highly Annie that I feel like I na value. I get why Nonku I mention her, but she mentions her. I feel like Annie, yeah, she looks down on people, and I don't think she looks down on people. I just think she belittles Nonku, to be honest. I mentioned it briefly on the last review. So then I'll see Maria Vela. She must, because she slept her way to the top. She was a lousy PA. Drama ya high. And later on, everyone is shook, confused as to what is this woman talking about. And at this point, I feel like Sane can retire. We are over her. She's trying too hard. Like for me, she's trying way too hard. Yes, I think she's trying to bring drama, but really, I don't know what is happening, but it's not coming across as drama. It's just coming across as a mean-spirited person who just goes around spreading shit about other people. And then we move over to now Annie and Sorisha and Londie London meeting. Oh my gosh, this was so emotional. Like, this was so emotional. But yeah, they meet up with Londie, and Londie opens up a little bit about what her situation is and what she's going through. But Londie London, madam, I'm gonna go out with a bang. Posh. I don't think the Porsche is hers. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want my enemies to think I'm shaking. Never. I feel like that was the statement she was making with that Porsche. That was the statement she was making Porsche as she walked in, because people have been saying, oh bro, I feel like that's what she was doing. She was dealing with us. But anyway, they talk about her situation, and then she opens up to the ladies, and then she tells them, you know what, it's been tough. Like, her pregnancy was so lonely. And I feel like Londie's story is so true to a lot of women's stories. And at least I think she left, which is not always the case, right? I think us women struggle with this thing, especially when you are like somewhat of like a slave queen, you know, where you have been taken care of by a man for a lot of your life. And I'm making assumptions. This might not be true, but it reminded me of those types of stories where now when you lose this man or you decide to leave this man, you're not only mourning the relationship and now your children having to grow up with an unstable father, but you're also mourning the security that came with being with this person, because now asaliteng mo lifing and then like it's just a lot going on. And there's a lot of shame. And the people like Bosane don't make it better for women to leave, you know, because of babulela thata and abaitse hore bophelo ba bona bona bo tlo ba fitlhisa kae. So yeah, it was just sad to see. She was crying, everyone was crying. It was a really sad scene, but basically she's saying the relationship has been troublesome for a very long time. She mentioned something about the cheating rumors that were going on, but she really didn't delve into that. But yeah, like once again, like I get alunkhol ashimo banna baleng but yeah, my heart goes out to Londie. It must be a very difficult situation to be in, you know, to lose your Kaale. She didn't just only lose her husband, she also lost the father of her children. And what I mean by lost is because she mentioned hore abuti are interested mo baneng, you know, which I feel like banna agitse why most of the time banna ne ho motlohela o nya go swina at all costs. Le ha ifitla mo baneng a kampana o tlisa bana ba hao botlhoko entse le bana ba hae, for so long as you also feel pain for leaving him, and which I think is very childish. And ka ba itse banna ba rato yetsa ntho ke re buditse ka re ke ma 666 la no tsheha ke monna 666 ba itia. Be careful. Ubule matlo. Skano jola fela u tswalletse matlo. I wish her all the best. I wish she, you know, I wish her like matlatsi le matlohono mo bophelong generally. We move on to Madam Nonku. Madam Nonku le beya hai emucha omumpia bathong abutu wa dropa mole wa fitla ba re ke abutu muzi. No, Muzi is my husband's name. Is his name also Muzi? I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, wafitla abuti umutharetse this beautiful bouquet. Mara at the same time umutharetse koloi Mercedes Benz ngwana. Hey, yo, yeah, shem bononkuba like his shem. A part of me wanted to believe that was all a lie. And that part, the jealous part of me, honestly, the jealous part of me wanted to believe that man wasn't genuinely surprising Nonku with a car. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm just like, alililili, girl, go get your grind. Bona anglina, I wish you were Mercedes Benz. So let's not come to the internet and hate on Nonku and pretend like arum jail mona. Whether koloi ele reketse kena or ke monna or anything or what. Oksala yo madam ukamhara Mercedes Benz. Wena ukamhara siyaya ukamhara quantum. So didimala uzomotsona. But yes, we move over to the scene where Sorisha is with her kids, right? We go to Sorisha and her family. It's Sorisha and her daughter and her son and her dogs. And Sorisha mentions again the lack or the presence or the lack thereof of Viv, you know, her Viv u busy happy, adding u away. And at this point, I'm starting to wonder, is it cracks in their relationship? Or is this somewhat like a storyline of theirs? Or but anyway, she mentions it again. And her son Sai was all of us, where she said, Hori, I'm not feeling sad for you because you chose this life. You knew what you were getting yourself into. And I'm like, you know what? We need honest people like Sai in our life. But yeah, it's just one of those scenes where I feel like, you know, I think it might be the truth actually with a lot of these housewives. We just don't ever show that part of Hoba housewife. But anyway, I'd rather be there. Kamo mentioning ke bona monna ka haifo ka letsatsi. I mean haifo ka khwedi. You know, I feel like it's rich housewife problems in any case. We move over to Annie and Sorisha's smoothie date. Love the idea of a smoothie date. I feel like I want to have a smoothie date. Lena, you know, Rihanna di auto, Oituro bana di loro bana di pleke, ribe right, ribe relevant. In that smoothie date, they briefly talk about Sane, you know, like messy Sane, sorry Sane, they briefly talk about it. Oh, side note, Sane nakwele ana lebo Jojo ufitla ari no to apologize to Londie ke mo buketse trip ya ho ya Bali or Mauritius, it's on me. I felt like she was trying to say something impactful and we all just looked at it like, what is this supposed to mean? But anyway, we move over. Yeah, so they briefly talk about that, and then research, and rightfully so. And then we found out who the gossip, like she's a gossip, what is this people called, journalist or something like that. And then Sela threatening somebody homo. And you know, like there's just a lot happening. There was just a lot happening. Like, long story short, Sane is messy and she's looking for drama and mess. She's actually she wants these ladies to react. She wants a reaction out of them. And then Sorisha decides, you know what, going forward, wherever this woman is at, I'm out. I'm not getting involved. But yeah, then they briefly mention Hore. Now then briefly talk about Maria. And I feel like Maria, again, you could see Ona Sorisha's confusion about this whole thing. Where Ona can't Maria. And then Lenaria, Maria, I get to Robelela Kain. Anyone no, Maria Ari wena ukaro unali problem liye or something. And Sorisha was all of us at this point. Sorisha nali confused. Naki confused, to be honest. She's like, what are you talking about? Obulela ka eng kanti naki mirileng mare. Arno Maria arweno karna libo tatalena. And then she's like, I don't know the woman, which is right. Like, we don't always open up to people the same way. But again, I will continue to say, I feel like Ona utlile mole intending to have a problem with Sorisha. Barkimang Maria. She came to the Real Housewives intending to have a problem with Sorisha. Oh my gosh. Wow. Kaibeta contour kajogo. I get along with her language. Ka makeup o. Ka bona la hore ke tlabehile ka jogo ne ke sa itse hore left ke kae right ke kae. But anyway, we are here, so re tla mona go pele. But yeah, so anyone confused and she's like, I get to hear halang mara na I cannot go blela too much about it. We move over to Slee and Nonku. And then na hanke kele Nonku na ne ke re Nonku tlo fitla ka koloi ya hae. Tla bona chomi. Wait it na shem ka le botsa le tlo utlwa ka nna. Henka kira tsatsi le ke popang e seng henka. Tsatsi le ke popang. Shem le tlo utlwa ka nna ka le botsa. Gore ke nyako le hemisa ka di pipe because chelete ke aga gere. But anyway, Slee and Nonku meet up with each other and it's like they had a bit of a disagreement. Slee got there trying to hash out the issue. Hi, let Zaddy Calvin, who is trying to be a housewife. Yeah, so Zaddy Calvin, hore kantuena wa utama uri naki would say Calvin hore ang hook up. And then there seems to be like a miscommunication there, honestly. But I feel like also Slee is over Nonku. So I think Liana, she was looking to just disagree with Nonku. But Nonku, once again, last week, Nonku apologize, and she apologized. But Slee at this point is not having it. And I get it. Based on the type of disagreement that they're having, I feel like they both feel strongly about the point that Slee are Ona Calvin who am I married to? And I told Calvin I'm not married, I'm single. And then Nonku Arno, where now you actually were speaking to Calvin and you told Calvin I'm single, hook me up. Either way, I don't feel like there's a problem with either, right? But Jojo is under the impression that Slee was going after her man. Based on both stories from Nonku and Slee, it sounds like she was saying hore bathong ke single angza me bathong unzameka abudinyana le netla nrekelang Mercedes Benz. So I don't know why they're making such a big fight about this. I feel like they are looking to fight with each other. So this is convenient, honestly. But yeah, anyway, that was just where it was. And I feel like at this point now, I think these two ladies know where they stand with each other. They're not friends anymore. They're really just, they don't fuck with each other no more. They're really like, you know what, you do you, I do me, and we stay where we are. So yeah, I get it, but really, I don't think it's something worth losing a friendship for. But you know, more these housewife shows, like, people fight with their sisters for less. So I guess that's what it is. But yeah, I like that this time Slee was actually very open about her feelings. She was not doing that fake, yeah, my friend, huh, like she did the last episode. So that was just respectable, you know. I respect a person who says what she means and means what she says, and she's open about how she feels about a situation. And I like that this time she was actually honest. Wait, the past 2 weeks, if you look at makeup waka, but yeah, anyway, yeah, we move on to the scene where you've got Annie and Londie, and this was also a sad scene, and it's pretty much just Londie bidding farewell, just saying bye-bye to the Real Housewives of Durban, where she goes to Annie's house, and then they just chat a bit, and it was very quick, where she says, my friend, I'm leaving Durban, it's been nice to be here, but I have to go back. She says she needs to go back to Witbank to her children, but she's gonna relocate to Jozi. And immediately when she said that, I'm like, wouldn't it be nice if Real Housewives of Joburg came back and then Londie London was there as part of the cast? I feel like Robata rematch Real Housewives of Joburg. Nelisa Castapila, you know, I think now you guys would be smarter and clever in casting, and yeah, you know. So yeah, I'm hoping, I am manifesting that Hore Londie Utlobo. And then we get to the main event. Yo batong ka tsoko ke tswa fa. Yo batong ka tsoko ke tswa fa ho kentsha di eyelash, wait, because really ha ke fetsa mo makeup o tlhoko phumula ona go ke yang ka makeup. I'm going to the gym after this, so nka se fitlhe mo le ka face. I give nka face beat e ka mo ke mbatshitseng ka teng. Mara anyway, so I get sure ho go etsa di eyelash. The eyelash now we get to the last scene, which is like the main event, and this is Nonku's celibacy party. So Nonku okarela koloi mara ase busy. Kur Nonku garbona girl mugele of powerful almost. Kekir my sister o powerful bona. Anyway, yeah, we get to the celibacy party and they walk in, and the theme is Arabian Night, and the only person who caught the theme was Maria. Maria was looking divine in this little number. Everyone else was basic, not worth mentioning, but Maria, she gets there and she's with Jojo, and they're talking about all of these allegations that Sane said, and Jojo is briefing her on what Sane said about Annie. Sane pretends to have amnesia when she walks in, and they're like, no, I was just telling these ladies about what you said ka Jojo. She's like, what did I say about Jojo? What did I say? And she tries to intimidate. Jojo says, I was briefing them on what I said, what you said about Annie. And then she's like, what did I say about Annie? What did I say about Annie? And it's like she's trying to bulldoze and intimidate Jojo into backtracking or getting confused. And they get into an argument, and rightfully so, because this lady is now pretending to have amnesia. Sane is a train wreck. She is pretending to have complete amnesia and about what happened, right? Like as if now Jojo when she's there and Baduti Maria. Oh, by the way, it turns out Maria knows Sane, but she doesn't know Sane as the train wreck she's appearing to be, and that's why I think Sane is doing all of this for TV. But Jojo, rightfully, as Jojo does, screams when she's trying to get her point across to say, what do you mean? What did you say? You said a lot of things about Annie. And then she tries to say, Sane tries to pretend like Jojo and Nonku were saying the same things. And they're like, no, I just sat there and listened. Jojo's like, cause and I feel like she's trying to trap them as if to make it like they're all in the same boat, of which is foul of her, because already relationship ya Nonku li Jojo is strained. And I hope Jojo can realize, hurry, motho o leng messy mo ke Sane. Cause Nonku barato mo kenya mo drumming a tshwanang ho ba involved mo yona. So I hope this time shem aba mirialo. But Nonku at this time I son ka fihle. Sorisha wa kena, and then how Sorisha a kena mole, Annie takes Sorisha to the side and wants to tell her, oh, Sorisha comes in holding these balloons, steady penis, which was very funny for the party that they were having. But anyway, Sorisha wa kena, and then Annie umontshetsa ko lesaiteng a re yo chomi go tshwaretse ditaba mo go tshwaretse mgozi utlwa hore Annie utlwa hore ona a renka Annie, right? About the whole thing where Annie slept her way to the top, now she's laughing all her way to her mansion and whatnot. Yeah, so when she hears what Ona said about Annie, and I think Annie was not invited to this, I don't remember, I think she wasn't invited. So Sorisha decides, you know what, I'm leaving, I don't want to be part of this. And I respect her opinion about not wanting to be part of it, but this was not Sane's event, right? And again, Ena Nonku relationship yabana right now is not at a good place. So I can see how Nonku can receive that information to say, but why are you leaving my party on account of something that I did not do? And this is why I feel like they're gonna find a way to rope Nonku into this mess about Sane being basically a rumor mongerer, right? So I feel like Nonku is gonna find herself in hot waters again, having to apologize again for some other bullshit or the other, right? At this point, I feel like I am over Sane. I'm over her. I'm done. I don't know why she's still here. She's a rumor mongerer. She's not good for the show. Like there's a way to create drama and still let it be like okay, but she comes for the jugular and it's indecent and it's wrong. So at this point, I'm just like, wena aburhwa. So yeah, but that's where the episode ends. And so far, what do I think about this episode? I mean, what do I think about this season? This season seems like there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on here. But at the same time, I feel like also Sane, utlo borisa ka Real Housewives because of drama here and there. Mara like, you know, drama ya deng man, innocent and we feel like these women are being ridiculous. But Sane is making it too messy for me. But anyway, I guess she's good for TV if you like that kind of drama. So yeah, that was it for this week. Absolutely, I don't know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I don't know how I feel about my makeup. I feel like now you guys should start leaving like a rating after every episode of my makeup, because I'm trying to get better at this. And you know, some days I feel like the last 2 episodes are kopani. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you on the next one. Okay, bye.